Hello and welcome back to another character customization video. My name's Lubin and today we're back in Overwatch 2 for yet another Mythic Skin. I'm pretty excited about this one. It's fantastic. Season 5 is here. The Season 5 Battle Pass is live, and with it comes the Mythic Adventurer Tracer Skin. Quick and dirty review. It's my favorite one thus far. It's colorful. It's vibrant. It's full of life, and it suits Tracer perfectly. I mean, the D&D theme that the Battle Pass has, it's obviously helping to push this further and further into the center of my mind, where it's just going to live rent-free forever. I love the idea of all of this. It's fantastic. That said, there have been some changes. They've changed the Mythic Skin system to be a progressive system where you actually unlock the skin earlier on. Let me show you what I mean. At about level 45, I'm not sure if this is going to be the same every time around, but that's where you unlock the first version of the skin. It's the, I guess you could say, most basic version, right? Then if you keep going, you keep leveling up. I love it. I love how it works with D&D. Then you get a slightly cooler looking version, an upgraded version, and then when you get to level 80, you get the final version. So, for those wondering how it's changed, before, you had to play all the way to 80, then you unlocked the whole thing. Now, you actually get it in bits and pieces along the way. I'm going to say to you immediately, before I jump into the customization, not everyone will be happy about this, because they've split the skin up into what you could consider 3 separate pieces getting better. So the lowest level one, which is clearly the lowest level one, then the mid-tier one, which has a little bit more, on it, and then the highest level one. And those are the customization options that you can have access to. So this might rub people the wrong way, because before, you got the max level one, and all your options were max level options, technically. I think if you have a problem with this, you're not understanding the fun involved in leveling up your skin. The idea of this being a D&D campaign, and so on and so forth. But I mean, yeah, it's still a fair argument to make. That said, you can, as always, buy the premium pass and buy all the levels all the way straight through to level 80. If you'd like to spend a whole lot of money, you can do that. That's a possibility. I don't recommend it, however. Otherwise, you play the game, you level up, you have fun, you get the skin. As with the previous ones, you get a spray. This one is a mimic, which is fantastic. You get the icon, pixel art, beautiful. Suits the theme once again, and you get the skin. So, let's customize it. There are some decent options. As I mentioned, the way this works is you actually have the tier 45 version, the tier 65 version, the tier 80 version. Then, you get one weapon, which you unlock on tier 45, 2 weapons on tier 80, 1 color, tier 45, 2 colors, tier 80. So it is split. And they did think of what I mentioned, where they actually give you stuff later on. However, some of it you get along the way, as I mentioned. So, Tracer only has 1 weapon. We're going to jump into that first. So, she has her guns. Well, I say that. She has 2 weapons, but they count as 1 unit. They look the same. And it's pretty great. I love the design. It's sort of like a little hand crossbow kind of thing. But the colors are cool. The details are fantastic. In all honesty, the whole thing just looks awesome. It's great. It's great. And I'm sure the animations and stuff look awesome in-game too. Then, that's the regular one, right? So we're going to look at the 3 designs, then we're going to look at the colors. I suppose I could look at the colors on it right now. It's probably the best way of doing it. So this is the first one. Here's the first one in the red color. And here's the first one in the final color. I'm not sure what I'd call this color. It's sort of like a cyan-y, sea greeny kind of color. But it's got a lot more gold in it. So it's obviously the highest level one. But it looks great. So you can check the 3 colors out. Although I do think the blue is kind of, it's a slightly more iconic look, blue and gold. Then the next one, it's got the angelic wings on it. Looks pretty awesome. It's nicely rounded. It's got signs of wear on it. You can change the colors, as I mentioned. All 3 look pretty great. Again, it's nice that the wings are as bright as they are. And then the other tier 81, it's just a different design. Very sleek, once again. And you can see that they have embraced that same sleek design with the feathers and stuff. They've just utilized it completely differently. I really like the little aiming reticle that they have there at the front. The sights, basically. And again, I like the details on it, like the little cracks in the lens here, the smudges on the, the handle and stuff like that. I think it looks great. And again, on the different colors, it really pops. I don't know, I feel like the red one is sort of pretty great too. It's like blue and gold. Usually it's a slightly darker blue and gold, and red and gold are fantastic. They're great. They're always good combinations. Very regal, you know, very lordly. It's awesome. So they made good choices with the colors, that's for sure. Those are the weapons that you get access to. You can mix and match them, obviously, as you're going to be able to see in just a moment. We will randomize, obviously, and you can obviously skip to that if you'd like to. But, yeah, once you've done that, you can do the model. Let's check the models out. Now, as I mentioned, you get access to the 3. The tier 45 one, 65, tier 80. That's 45 for you. It looks nice. I like the little dagger and the pouch and stuff like that. The knee-high boots are just fantastic. The leathers, basically, look really nice. And I like how they converted her chest and back pieces into the medieval style effortlessly. It's great. It's great. Different colors. Pretty cool. I like how it changes basically everything about the character. The look and feel of the character changes entirely. Because you're changing the hair, you know. You're changing the entire outfit's color. 3 entirely different feels. With, I think, the primary one being the most tracer of the bunch. I think they're very cool. Next armor. This is the one with the hood. It sort of reminds me of Valor, the Demon Hunter from Diablo 3 and Heroes of the Storm. Especially when you put this one on. Reminds me of that a lot. There are Valor skins in the game already. This is obviously just a coincidence. And it's fantastic. Once again, this green that they have here is just awesome. It looks great. And as I mentioned, and as you will see when we randomize, you can customize these as well, separately. And then the final version, which is most definitely my favorite of the bunch. It has so much detail on it. Like the little bits and pieces that they added, basically the little glowing parts. As you can see, they've got like matching bits on the gloves and on the chest piece, and they've got the little wings on the helmet that are sort of ethereal in nature. It all comes together beautifully, while still, as you can see here, keeping the feel of the original look. And then when you change the color, it just gets more exciting. Look at the flames on the chest. Isn't that sick? Yeah, it's sick. So each of them is basically, I want to say, an element. So this is like the frost coming out of the chest piece there. You can see it sort of like frost flakes. You got the flames and you got the wind. It's really nice. Really, really, really nice. And once again, I'm going to say this a bunch of times, you can mix and match, right? So if you think it looks better with a certain weapon, you can do that. Admittedly, Tracer with only the one weapon to customize, a little limited. It would be cool if you could customize the bomb or the explosion type or whatever. That would be kind of sick if you could change that a little bit, but hey, they went so all out on the design that I'm actually kind of happy with it regardless. So let's randomize. Let's look what's available if you do randomize, and let's see what it gives us. For randomization, I feel like, as I mentioned before, you are looking at a slightly more limited set, because basically you're going through the same options that I just went through, but, you know, you either have the low level one, the mid tier one, or the high level one, and then the guns change. So I think that if I had to do any pros and cons, all the design choices on the skin would be in the pros, and the one con would be when you've unlocked everything, then you have a little bit less, I feel, to play around with. Again, because, you know, some of them are lower tier and they are their own, like, visual style. Regardless, however, I think that this is probably the coolest skin that they've done. Like, I don't know if you guys can agree with me on that. And I want to hear from you. I want to hear. What do you guys reckon? You know, the guns, there's actually, you know, wow. There's an argument to be made for the lowest tier one being the coolest of the guns. Just because it's set up like a little crossbow. It probably looks really nice in game, right? But yeah, I can see how some people would not like the new system where it's progressive, where you actually unlock it as you play, and how I guess some people would say they should add another set here where they could have like at least one extra tier of max level stuff. Personally, I think this is a cool system and I hope they stick with it. Personally, I think they did an awesome job with the skin. It's perfect. And she looks great. I mean, Tracer has always been one of the most visually distinct and interesting heroes. And this just pushes it up a notch. Like, this is the skin that you want, right? So, I'm done. And I want to hear from you guys. Give me the honest opinions. The honest truths. What do you think about this? Do you think that the new system is better? And do you like the skin? Those are the two most important questions. I'm yes for both of those. I love the skin. I think the system is an upgrade because it gives you more to do while you're playing through your battle pass. It gives you something to chase once you have it. It's nice. Do I think it would be better with more options? Obviously. Yes. Maybe they could do that for the next one. Who knows? But this is just a skin that you want, right? This is a skin that you want. It's awesome. It's great. There's a lot of really cool options here. And I feel like, yeah, you can't really go wrong with it. And again, I love the small details on it. And again, if you also know anything about this that you don't think anyone else knows yet, like if there are any interesting details that I didn't mention, like voice lines, like cool, you know, changes to the visuals in the game, like the gun shooting or the bomb or the blinking or anything like that, I'd love to hear it. You know, what would be sick is if you have the, let's say, the fire set on, and when you blink, it makes a little fire trail, or it makes a little wind trail, or it makes a little ice trail. That would be basically something that would sell this skin to everyone. Everyone would be a Tracer main once they unlock this. So yeah, anyway, I'm done. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear. Check back here soon for more. I always enjoy jumping into Overwatch for these skins. It is a good time. So yeah, that's it. If you've been playing, if you are going to be playing Season 5, enjoy. Happy that.